Welcome to my channel. I'm your boy Rant, and today I want to talk about Black Widow. Marvel's Black Widow is trash, straight up garbage. I can't tell if Marvel didn't care about this movie or wanted this movie to fail, because after I'd watched this movie, I was seriously confused about how this movie got made. Before I go into a rant about this movie, I want to tell you what I liked about the movie. The movie opening credits starts off with strong visuals, with little girls being contained. Although it's brief, we can see how Natasha, Black Widow, grew up and the abuse she had to suffer during her time in the Red Room. Although being accompanied by the cover of Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit, this is the most emotional opening credits in all of Marvel. This scene does not belong in a Disney movie. This scene had me excited alone for what the movie would become. Would Disney take its audience down an emotional, psychological thriller that deals with the themes like abuse and trauma, duty and loyalty? The short answer is no. So the movie starts off with Natasha being on the run after Captain America's Civil War. She is then attacked by Taskmaster because her adopted sister, Yelena, sent her the antidote to a mind control serum. Natasha escapes, meets up with her sister. They are attacked by a group of Black Widows and Taskmaster. Natasha realizes that another Black Widow program is being created, so she decides to stop it. To stop the program, she tracks down her surrogate father, Alexei, played by David Harbour, because he has information on Drokov, the man who is head of the Red Room. They find out Alexei's in prison, so they break him out. He then explains that the surrogate mother, Melina, a former Black Widow, had higher credentials than him, and she may have a better idea of where Drokov is. They find Melina, who is living on a farm. This is where they discover that Melina created the mind control serum. They are then ambushed by Taskmaster and the Red Room Widows. They are brought back to the headquarters of the Red Room, where Natasha confronts Drokov. They also discover that Taskmaster is a woman. They take him down and destroy the headquarters, and that is the end of the movie. The first problem with this movie is that Drokov is the worst villain in the MCU. If I were to guess who they based his character off of, it would be Harvey Weinstein. He wasn't a physical or intellectual threat. His character did not have a good motivation. He just wanted power. What makes me so mad is that this movie had the perfect villain, but chose not to use them. Melina, the surrogate mother, should have been the main villain. How they chose not to make her the villain does not make any sense. She was a former Black Widow, which matches the physical threat. She created the mind control serum, making her an intellectual threat. Her motivation could have been that she joined the Red Room program because she had limited opportunities living on the streets. After joining the program, she grew through the ranks, studying science along the way. After Drokov was killed by Natasha in the past, she continued the program because it's all she knows. She sees the program as a way of helping the abandoned children across the world. Now that's how you make a villain. I didn't have any history with Taskmaster, so I wasn't attached to the character, but I felt that they wasted the character because the action scenes in this movie were so boring. You have a character that can copy any move physically in the MCU. You should have had more fun with this character. Speaking of Taskmaster being a woman, if you want Taskmaster to be a woman, then make him a woman. Don't fucking give me a body that's clearly a man and then tell me it's a woman. You have the nerve to fucking Photoshop a woman's head on top of this grown-ass man's body. This movie was throwaway trash. It was way too formulaic. It should have at least had Hawkeye in this movie. Then maybe I would have cared about it. The worst part is that I can feel a good movie in here. It's just buried in shit. The movie sits right next to Thor: The Dark World in terms of quality. This movie was definitely a 5 out of 10.